literally just read the chapter. Let's calm down and talk about the chapter.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back!
Yeah, that happened. Well, first off, Useless Captain Kid has been the subject of so much slander. Some of it justified. However, this chapter, that combination with the assign, with his bull, with Big Mom literally having to pick up that tower to avoid it, which that's something that I didn't expect from Big Mom, actively avoiding an attack. And the last time she looked that scared was when she talked to Zoro about avoiding, or talked to Kaido about avoiding Zoro's attack. So, Kid, props. I'm impressed. And this isn't even about the final attack. I think just the combination with those attacks. Beautiful. Now, him not using Conqueror's Haki aside, etc., I'm satisfied. How he used his Devil Fruit this chapter, I'm satisfied. He did a great job. It's good. Oda, when he gets into his bag in regards to drawing fights and conflict instead of just clashes, it's spectacular. This chapter was spectacular. All right, we're going to go through it. We're going to go through it because there's a lot of things I want to get into. I was looking forward to a cover story. I'm not going to lie, but the cover art was clean, right? It was clean. Wow. Huh? That shock willied me. Yeah, wow, I don't even know where to begin. This is one of those chapters where she's done, right? She got to be done. I don't know. Okay, so let's get it out of the way. Momonosuke and what he's got going on right now. He's still actively, seems like he's being a bit more successful with moving Onigashima away from the capital. So he's, accomplishing his goal, but something's calling out to him, which more than likely is Zunisha. So we're going to get more on that as the story transpires, but there's not too much to go off of here. With Momonosuke, I don't want to say I'm annoyed with seeing him, especially with what's going on right now. Luffy versus Kaido, Kid in Law versus Big Mom, Raizo versus Fukurokuju. Yeah, it's a lot going on, but seeing him, it's like a constant reminder of nothing happening. Okay, let me clarify. Momonosuke, we've seen him at least a dozen times. Exaggerate, half a dozen maybe, just dealing with this thing where I understand the update is necessary, so it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just like, get to it, man. Get to Law Kid versus Big Mom, man. But 1039, the main attraction. A few things I'm happy about. Big Mom not being done. 2, Law and Kid versus Big Mom was pretty much the entirety of the chapter. And 3, Law is amazing. Okay. It's fantastic. If Law had, I don't know, maybe an average crew, maybe that's unfair. An average crew in comparison to the Straw Hats, which, I mean, that's a tough act to follow, but wow, he would legitimately be a Yonko candidate, which, to be fair, he is. He is without a doubt. I'm not going to say he carried this fight, but it's his boat, all right? It's his boat. And Kid was impressive. Kid was beautiful, but Law? Chef's kiss, okay? Now, let's continue. The dialogue between Law and Kid, they have this unusual, quirky chemistry that I like, right? Where one is super calm, calculated, and one is this brute that's just about going, gone. The personalities should conflict, but they contrast each other in a beautiful way where they need each other, right? Essentially with how Law attacks, where he's a bit more calculated and he needs a bit more time for his attack, where Kid, he has the abilities to restrict, right? But they're not as, I guess, devastating as Law. Law is the internal destruction. Kid is outward, right? So they're, in a way, a perfect combo, even though they don't necessarily, want to work together. It's kind of like a thing, but they have unusual chemistry, which works for this fight, especially against someone like Big Mom, right? None of them would be able to beat Big Mom individually. These two powers are so unique that they had to come together and figure out a way to work together, even though, again, the personalities, they're so different, but they were absolutely necessary to take down a monster like that, assuming that Big Mom is done. So I like Law being petty a little bit, saying, Kid, that's twice now. All right, I come in, I do my special attack, then you come in and you do your attack after to get the final attack. Bro, I'm not your opening act. And Kid's response, I loved it. He's like, okay, who cares? Let it go, right? And it's how he's drawn. It's almost like, okay, nigga, like, it is what it is. That's how I move. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Let it go. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna it had me in tears because Law's like, I'm not your opening act, bro. Stop doing that. And Law's like, okay, you know what? You go first next time, then I'll go last. The kid's like, what are you talking about? First off, stop giving me orders, and my trump card is gonna blast her away, bro, I promise. And then I'm like, wait, he had more? That wasn't the final attack? I'm like, okay, Kid, Okay, kid. Okay, kid. And then Law, I don't know. He basically is saying what most of the community was saying. Okay, so after this bull, hippo, elephant maybe, just amazing dialogue between the two. And then Kid said something like, I'm not going to tell you what I'm packing, which, I kind of shifted the conversation a little bit, but let me shift this conversation into you subscribing to the channel. If you're enjoying this video so far, drop a like, turn on post notifications if you would like. I would really appreciate it. Enjoy this One Piece content weekly or when Oda draws a chapter, because it's not every week, but we gonna be here when Oda's here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is not taken away from Kid, but Big Mom specifically comments on Law's attack, Shock Willie. And based on her reactions to both attacks, Shock Willie and Kid's bull, corner bull, whatever, it's clear Law's attack is the driving force behind Big Mom's damage. It's clear. Now, Kid is 100% affecting her. Do have my qualms though. I wish it was highlighted a bit more. Kid and Haki being used and how the Haki is adding to the damage, right? Because Big Mom, from what we've known, Gear 4th can do much, if not anything, with all the Haki that was using, right? Big Mom is an iron balloon. Regular attacks don't do anything. Now it feels like, okay, these attacks are hurting her, but we have Law that is doing insane internal destruction to the point that Big Mom's ribs are broken. And this takes me back to Doflamingo and how amazing Doflamingo is, because give him more credit. He took a gamma knife and he was still going. He didn't take a Shock Willie. Now, there are not many people that are taking Shock Willies and keeping it going. I don't even think Doflamingo is taking a Shock Willie and keeping it going. I mean, again, for Law, setup is necessary, but Law has so many different abilities. The fruit is busted. It's busted. It's really busted. Oh my God. She specifically comments on Law's ability, which we knew, and I think that's aiding Kid, where Law is wearing her down from the inside, so that's affecting her on the outside, which could go back to Big Mom and what we know. Mentally, if she's affected, then it affects her physical body. But that goes back to Mother Carmel. Big Mom has this insane ability to regain like damaged bones by exchanging life. And it's like, you could technically heal yourself back to full health for the exchange of life. But she is kind of old, so I'm not sure how much she has left, but that is broken. And I thought she would use it a bit more to kind of just reset the match. I mean, she used it to heal her bones, but it wasn't necessarily to heal her entire body. I was like, why isn't she using it more? Maybe over time, right? As she's gotten older, it's like, well, I'm getting a little bit older. I don't want to spam that because I'm not sure how much life I have left, or maybe she does know how much she has left, right? And that's the reason why she's being a bit more cautious, because if I have an ability like that, bro, I'm resetting not every time, but if I'm on the brink like Big Mom seems to be, I'm gonna heal back up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use the sensu beam, this power, right? Big Mom pulls out the Master Saber, and you feel the tide shifting, not just in the fight, but the overarching tide, where these young guns, these young bulls are going after this old hag, and they're trying to take her crown. They're trying to drag her down back to earth, because she's been saying, we've been ruling for decades, even when you're on your mother's titty. She said that. And I'm like, don't talk about Law's parents. That's a very sensitive subject. All right. And for Kid, we don't know. We have no idea what the backstory is there. But Big Mom, she's like, we've been ruling for a while, but that's part of the issue. I mean, we found out about it when Law was fighting Doflamingo, saying you guys got really comfortable, right? And for Big Mom, the major thing people are talking about is Advanced Conquers Haki. I'm gonna lay it out here. With Big Mom and Advanced Conquers Haki, I would have liked to have seen it more. However, based on who she's fighting, I'm not sure how well it works. Meaning, she's never really gonna get a clean hit in on Law. And for Kid, she's gonna hit the metal with Advanced Conquers. It's gonna do the same damage. Like, she has to get a hit in on them. Now, there was a moment where she cornered Law where I felt like that was the perfect time to use Advanced Conquerors, but she never got the opportunity because of Kid. But back to the chronological order somewhat. The bull is going towards Big Mom, and then Kid uses a sign, right? But the south on Big Mom, north on the tower, attracts her to the tower. Now the bull is coming towards her. She gets up, flips it around, it destroys the tower, which is insane strength, right? But Big Mom, again, actively avoided this attack. She's hurting. It's like Kaido avoiding Luffy's attack. It is starting to wear on them. Now, Big Mom brings out her sentient attack, Mama's Misery, right? Which is similar to the attack we saw on the rooftop, which it is alive. It is sentient, it is moving around, and Law's like tacked, right? Brought down something else. And this is where things get crazy. Law's sword goes from Onigashima to the ground. Okay? This is destructive. Bro, Law is incredible, dog. Dog. I was reading the chapter, I'm like, bro. This is so, the fact that he's been going this entire time, and people always talked about Law, always weak, Doflamingo, stamina. Look at him. Without Law, pretty much everyone is dead on Wano so far, which brings us to the MVP conversation. I put on Twitter last week, I think, who was the MVP of Wano so far? And maybe it changes a bit, but put down below, who's your MVP of Wano so far? Law has a strong case, a very strong case. But even after the attack, he's like, no, deeper. I'm like, why are you doing that to Big Mom, bro? He's like, nah, she's a big woman. I gotta go a little deeper. Yeah, he said all that, promise. Big Mom is freaking out. She's like, Lord, puncture Willie. One of the more devastating attacks we've ever seen. Like, we saw Law cut a mounting range in Punk Hazard, and we're like, incredible. That's probably the extent. No, yeah. I wonder, like, if Law implements that into his fighting style, like, regularly, if his sword extending, because imagine, right, you're fighting Law, and then Law uses, like, his attack, like radio knife. But in the middle of the attack, the sword extends. It's like almost, what was I watching recently? Demon Slayer, when Uzui. In Demon Slayer, he's fighting and then he used his blade, and then all of a sudden the blade extended, right? Not naturally like Law's would, but it threw the guy off guard, right? It's something like that. I don't know, but Law's potential, we knew the power was busted, but even now, it's gotten even crazier. This chapter was so good. It was really good. It was a great time. Like, I felt excitement, right? I felt just the tension of the battle. I don't know if tension is the best word, but I felt just how heavy this battle was. And this is what I wanted last week, I think. But Oda was saving it. That's why it's like, we can't go too far, because Oda's like, you know what? No, that chapter, Big Mom deserves at least 2, 1.5. And it was great. It was great. Law creates this crater. Momonosuke's like, yo, how did that get there? Who did that? But that's not enough, because Big Mom is still conscious and she still has Mother Misery out. But boy, Eustace Captain Kidd, damned punk, right? Seems to be an electromagnetic cannon based on the notes left by the chapter. It's like a projectile missile railgun type thing. That's what this chapter is. Speechless. Yonko candidates. Those two. 100%. I think the potential of what they could be, right? Because the Assign and Kid has devastating potential. Like, if he could make those things a bit more concise, right? But he makes them rather quickly, by the way, to his credit. These things are being created in an instant. I think there'd have to be maybe smaller versions of them. Maybe Kid has a smaller cannon that comes from his arm, from his inside of his palm, like Iron Man. Like, if he does something like that, right, where it's more concise, maybe a speed form, something like that, when he's fighting smaller, more versatile opponents. The potential is crazy, and for Law, we saw it. We see it. We know it. I think she's done. I'm not going to downplay Kid and Law. I'm not going to downplay Big Mom and say Big Mom should be stronger. This is not something we foresaw. Nothing was working. They were at their limit. This is how we push past your limits. Plus Ultra, nigga. What you talking about? Plus Ultra. That's what we live by, bro. I don't know. I love what Plus Ultra means a lot. I really think it's like pushing past your limits is what One Piece is about. And not just One Piece, life. How many times you felt like you were at your limit and then you managed to exceed those limits you placed on yourself, right? Because the limitations are placed by you. I mean, of course, your body tells you like, all right, nigga, but limitations mentally, it's like, I can't go anymore. And once you push past those limits, you unlock these completely new levels. Everything is new. It's different. And so shout out to Kid and Law, because that's what they did. Chapters ago, they were like, man, we only got one of these left. I'm really tired when I use it. And they did their thing. No slander, no knocking. I'm not going to say Law is more impressive than Kid, even though he was. I'm going to say both of these guys were really impressive. And they 100% are going to be over Billy, right? By the end of the arc. And they 100% are going to be recognized as the leaders of the new school with Luffy and Blackbeard, and they deserve it. They took down Big Mom. Awakenings and stuff, it's hard to say, because for Big Mom, her abilities are just a wide range. You never know exactly what she's doing, and if that's a regular ability, if that's an awakening we don't know. Her using life to heal herself, there's so many things, so I don't know if we can say awakening is a problem, or not seeing it, or it not being highlighted as much, but we have to assume, I guess, she was awakened. We just don't know enough about her devil fruit. Oda could come out and just say something, and it could be like, well, that's what it is. We don't know. But guys, perfect. Loved it. If I had to be critical about something, It's just Big Mom and her showing, I guess, but that's downplaying what Law and Kid did, and I don't want to do that today. But for real, the entire chapter, Law and Kid are telling Big Mom fight back. That's what he was doing. It's a new era. It's a new era, and I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about the chapter? Lay it all out. Lay it all out. Things you loved, things you liked, things you disliked. If you did, yeah, they did it. They did it. Yeah, guys, make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BroccoDAce. Follow me on Instagram, BroccoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Again, guys, woo! Like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.